I'll just set up a pillow and an air mattress in this office. How about that?
Suki, when did they originally present?
Suki, I'll bring you a blanket too.
Thank
When
you.
You're
No, I
flash
came
here.
back because I left my handbag, so.
was there ever a time when this
How's it
building
going?
had a
Yeah.
entrance
I'll-
on Nostrand
I'll call you.
for the
Yeah,
garage?
yeah.
I do not know.
Okay.
They only, I mean, like, we didn't really look at it that closely because of the basis we asked, right?
Yeah, so when they did the fresh though, they didn't ask for a curb cut to that?
No, no. All I know is the original Associated had the parking on Nostrand.
But it also
But there
had
was
it
an
on closed.
entrance, there was
The
an entrance
deliveries
that
were
came
on
in.
closed.
Okay.
You said
Okay.
deliveries were unclosed?
Deliveries were on closed,
There's
yeah.
a
Yeah,
back
that's
road,
correct,
there's
yeah.
a back road.
Like, I don't even think a big truck can make that turn easily if, to the entrance that they had on Nostrand. It was like a weird angle for that truck on closed. I know, but those were the 53-foot long trucks or something. It was-
I'm saying from those two, only cars can make that.
Right.
So the resolution is, what are we doing now? Let's
So-
do this.
Something, that's a really good
No.
point.
Okay, so
Something I
first-
think we should also bring up is there's a proposed loading zone that nobody talked about tonight, that is also unclosed, and they're cutting out part of the curb for it. It is here, so this
The
portion
delivery
is
area.
the delivery area. So I think another thing that would be smart to say is like, we would like the developer to propose specific delivery zone hours. This is a huge issue on like the market, where they're like loading and unloading in the street during rush hour all the
I would
time.
write that down.
Back me up on that idea, we're like walking on Lincoln during rush hour. But that,
Who actually adheres to loading zone hours?
you get fined for it.
I know, but
Just like
what's the
double
enforcement on it?
Yeah,
I don't
it's just
know.
like double
But
parking.
it's just
Right.
something else that we can.
I agree. I want every business to be able to have their deliveries done. It's just they're done at random times and it's like.
Yeah, I know, it's just
On
in
Bedford
time
Avenue
delivery.
at that, what, Union Market, they have signs up that say at certain times that they have deliveries at that time.
But-
And there's no parking.
But this is the least of the concerns, nobody
Okay.
here brought that up tonight.
You're right, so that was not that important. At least not, as far as I know.
It will be.
Yeah.
yes.
No, I wrote it down though, so I have.
Right.
So-
So next,
The consideration to make it an open street or a closed street during religious observances.
Yeah,
Is that a
makes
real
sense.
thing?
It could be.
It,
I mean,
it should be based on the community, but I also
Well,
like the store's still gonna be open on
If you have a
Saturday.
gooseneck,
But you can still get in from the other way, just Malvern.
Oh, just Malvern,
if you
yeah.
have a gooseneck turn, then I don't think you're gonna need to close the street right now, because most people in that area are religious.
Yeah,
They're not gonna be driving anyway.
no, yeah, so
Right.
it's to prevent other
It's-
people from coming in.
Right, the idea of closing it down during holidays is only to keep traffic from going.
I was just going in order of what we.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
so I think you're right, though, number one is the curb extension to prevent a
Drive-throughs.
true intersection.
Right.
So overall, is the motion to disapprove? Unless,
yes.
right, so.
Yeah. I don't think we should be really playing softball with Hudson personally, so I definitely lean to disapprove.
So it's not like a motion to approve conditional on, it's a
No.
motion to disapprove unless.
Disapprove accepting the following.
Yeah.
Okay, so the biggest condition is the gooseneck,
Yeah.
on, what is that, the northeast corner?
Northwest?
South, I think southeast.
No,
Well,
north,
No.
Northeast corner of that intersection.
Yeah.
If you're facing
Oh, yeah,
west, it would be the north.
Yeah, it's northeast.
Yeah.
Plus barriers also, don't forget barriers,
Yeah.
because we don't want people jumping curbs, get into the place.
So with sufficient barriers to prevent,
People, driving over, parking their driveway.
so,
so like planters or something.
so
Those
we're
big-
still
big
talking about we're
boulders.
gonna eliminate the intersection, right? Is that what we're talking about, or the gooseneck bypasses the
I think
intersection?
they're trying to
Still
separate,
part of the
trying to
intersection.
separate traffic.
There's just, yeah.
It would be a three-way intersection
Like,
instead of.
to make it go like this instead. So when you're coming down this way, you
Yeah.
have to go left. And the curb cut, the way out of the building here, you would also have to just go down that way.
So coming down Melbourne, you can't just go into it, that's what we're saying,
Right.
okay?
You know, it's similar to those curb cuts that the DOT prepared for the bike lanes, where it restricts where you can turn.
So in order for them to get there, they have to come down Montgomery,
Yeah,
Right, and
okay?
which is what the deliveries had done historically. It matches what Associated's business habits were.
Okay.
I think the next ask should be that we get as much of this as
Wait,
possible.
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Where's this other entrance that you said they always had?
It was kinda in the middle, I was trying to find it on the picture, old picture.
And it's still,
It was way in the back.
it's still
Right.
there?
No, it's not there anymore, cause it's all, the construction shed,
It's
so.
all important, no. It's
I
gone.
was trying to find.
Yeah. But here, if you look at
It was an old picture, it was,
Yeah,
you came,
I'm
you come
looking.
down Clove Road,
it was way at the top here. So I remember I used to drive in that way. So,
So it was somewhere closer
Here.
to,
Jeff, if you look right here, it was, like, this is Montgomery,
right,
right? And there was that building.
and you come
You
down,
would come in a little bit, it was in.
Can you
it was
go
right
back
here.
in time?
Yeah, I am back in time. So this is before the construction, it was this, and that's why at that angle, you could have like the 53-foot truck go all the way in.
alright.
Most
so-
people would come on No Street.
So
but
the new
trucks would come
construction,
in.
that's gone.
That's
Right.
gone.
that's gone,
Right, cause if
And
you
the
look at.
only entrance is the one
further down.
that they are
Is this
checking.
new
But they
one?
wouldn't be able to replicate that because the parcel in the north is going to be developed separately.
Right.
Oh, that other gentleman's?
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be able to replicate that. Because it's now two different buildings, two different owners.
We got 3, we got 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think we have enough.
So motion to disapprove accepting the following conditions, the gooseneck on the northeast corner of Melbourne and Clove with sufficient barriers to prevent vehicles driving on the sidewalk to access the garage entrance. I assume we want signage with it too,
Yeah, everything that DOT specifies here, relocation of existing street lights and light poles, reconstructing the curbs and paved surfaces, yes, and I also wanna have them, preserve and refine the cobblestones. I wanna keep that as part of the street structure, cause DOT wants to pave over it, and those cobblestones, as you heard, like date back to John Washington, like they're pretty, you know, significant.
One of the oldest streets
I
in
think
that
the
area.
board should push that to be actually
Preserve it.
historically.
Haven't they paved over it already?
Some of it, but
Some
not,
of it,
so
some of
I think they
I'm
asked,
looking at it and it's,
no,
Some
there's
is paved,
there are a
some
lot
is
more
not.
that are not paved that I've walked on them, it's a thing, it's still there. At the least, I think we should keep those.
close to Montgomery.
Regarding signs, just wanna add, they should put the sign on the entrance of Melbourne, on New York Avenue, saying there's no way to get into the driveway. You know,
Yes, some
no
people will
foot
try.
traffic,
No access to supermarket.
No access to,
Yeah,
to
And they
then-
should separately probably have that on Empire, like access this way,
Yeah.
like wayfinding
Yeah.
for.
For the one where they're talking about reconstructing curbs and paved surfaces, they've made that clear that, like, usually you only reconstruct what is in front of your parcel.
yeah.
But they're, like, I think this is a fair point, that they say, yes, we want the sidewalk to be fixed to Empire, down the whole block.
Yeah.
And on Malvo.
Mhm.
That's what, like, they were saying the sidewalk on the east side of South Clove Road and the east side of North Clove Road should be fixed.
Yeah,
There
there
is
is
I
no
don't think there's no
sidewalk right now.
sidewalk, I don't think there's a
Yeah.
sidewalk
Right.
there at all.
So
Well,
DOT's
that's
saying
gonna be a fight with the buggy company, cause they just,
dump cars there?
yeah.
But like,
That's okay.
they're saying reconstruction of curbs and paved surfaces. You cannot reconstruct what doesn't exist.
Right, so we should tell them,
Like, put a sidewalk.
not a
Yeah.
reconstruction, a new construction.
That's what I'm
Well, they're gonna- yeah,
and outside
also-
of their parcel limits to the end of the block.
Yeah. I agree, I think they should design that whole thing to be safer,
You buy
because
it,
if
you're
we're
okay.
gonna kinda screw the community over, we try to at least benefit off of it somehow, right?
What do you?
I mean, they do want, that one
Sound
gentleman was
interesting.
saying how much, you can't walk cause there's only one sidewalk, like,
Right.
they clearly
On
want
the
a
side.
sidewalk.
Yes.
Yeah, let them
So
build
this,
for,
this like second bullet is a little sneaky.
yeah,
We're trying to say like, yes, and.
and, exactly, yes, and, let's add to that,
Yeah,
yeah, it's on like page, whatever.
Right.
There's no number.
yeah, the reconstruction of curbs and paved surfaces, right.
You gotta write them out. Yeah, so add to that, like Andrew suggested, that was also, I think, my plan going in. So have them actually, like, sink some money into the area. If they're gonna benefit this much, they might as well take care of the area they're gonna be in.
And then also, what is going on with that other proposal, the plaza, is that DOT should tell us if that has been mixed and vehicular traffic is expected to move down Clove Road, or if that is not possible and a totally different solution.
We'll talk about that in a different time, but yeah, let's reach
No,
out to
but
them
like,
about
we
that.
But if
should-
they're gonna pave the,
Yeah.
make a sidewalk and those,
If
cause
there's a future where you have to go from Clove Road, and then in the future, Clove Road is closed to cars, you can't get
Well,
anywhere.
then there's
how does the truck,
Yeah.
right, cause how does the truck get down to bring
Yeah.
the deliveries
Well, the
to this
deliveries are
curb,
coming,
from where?
They'd have to come up Empire, from,
No,
make a
we've
right on
closed
Empire.
that off.
Empire,
no.
you can't turn on Empire.
No, if it
Well,
was
it's not gonna
changed
make
to
sense.
Oh,
two ways,
cause they proposed a two-way there, Empire?
from, that's the only solution, if that happened, you'd have to come up here.
But then they
off
would
of
have to
Empire and turn in.
change the street
Because
direction,
we have to
expand
get
the street,
I
get
think
rid of
it's
the
too
buddies.
narrow to be a two-way.
And
This
the
is too
people
much
that are,
traffic coming from Orford to make that left turn right
Well,
there, you
this
got the
was
church.
closed up here.
I'm saying that there's a clerical issue where DOT has left too many conflicting futures for this road open, and they need to close one of these futures out before they can actually make a
I
determination.
can't imagine that plaza, maybe they never reneged, but I can't imagine it still is.
Like,
That was a
it's-
different administration.
It's still like,
I know,
it's
but
still a developable parcel,
Yeah.
and they've already gotten the approval for it.
I know, but the approval was a different administration. It was 4 years ago.
Last night, you approved a BSA permit from over 10 years ago.
15 years, it has been dinging and donging for
So, like,
15
We
years.
cannot have a future where two incompatible things are approved.
So Mr.
Welcome to
Cohen, he
me.
has,
I'm just saying, I'm trying
so
to do
Mr.
this.
Cohen has something going on there as well? On
He's
Clove
having a
Road?
plaza.
Well, that's what it
Right.
says,
Right.
but
In addition to his development.
I
I'm
don't
not
know
sure
if
what's
that's.
gonna be on there.
Yeah, I
It's a
mean,
big lot though, it's a big, nice lot.
Right.
Would
Nice.
you mind if I asked a question? I don't wanna
Please,
interrupt
yeah,
the
go ahead.
meeting, but
You got the voice.
Is it clear whether there's gonna be access from the, direct access from the supermarket to the garage for the supermarket customers?
It's
I
pretty,
understand
it's
the
pretty
plan.
vague.
That's what they were trying, that's
I
what they
think
trying
parking
to do.
includes.
That's it.
There is an elevator that will take you through.
Okay.
So, putting these two plans, the parking plan and the first floor plan in concert, there's a series of public
I
elevator
can't read
banks
I know.
You see the words on
Here.
this? It's
you
crazy.
can get to for the
And I have
supermarket.
glasses.
Okay, so they would be, if they're shopping in the supermarket, you would be able to
Yeah,
go to
if
the
you-
garage.
Yes.
Why bother?
Right.
You would have to go through the public area.
Groceries right to your car,
It's
right?
parking if we can.
Yes.
Alright,
That's
so
fine.
now-
That's
They would
fine.
have-
They
they
would not
would
allow
have
people
people
to
to
exit the
driving.
garage, they can walk around, and go in the front
But they
entrance.
can take a short.
Yeah.
So basically,
So we're
all of this is
Sometimes you
essentially
have to make
brainstorming
5 right
Yes.
turns
things
to
we
get
want
in.
to add to
Go to Western Beach
Yes.
instead.
adding this
Okay.
to all.
I'm going to
For a
Aldi,
second.
so I'm putting what you
Alright,
Oh,
so
great.
let-
Let me make one last
Hello?
call real quick. Do we have any
A
more?
vinyl.
Hello?
Do we have any more motions here for the night? Like any,
Nobody
anything more to
lying, I
add to
keep
this?
going to Aldi, sorry.
Do we have any more to add to this motion for now? Because so far it looks like we have 4 main points
Well,
that add to the DOT requirements here.
true, the community seems to also just want a longer period to weigh in. Do we wanna,
Yeah, we can ask for that. That we'll get it, but we can ask for it.
But include their comments though, we have
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna definitely include the comments.
Have you heard back from CPC on the clock? Because they gave us a 45-day clock.
Wow.
Okay.
DOT operates differently.
But this is a CPC approval, but for the curb cut. I mean, if you're
What's-
asking DOT for things separately from the curb cut, that's totally fine, but.
Is it a PAA? Like a post-approval amendment from DOT?
No, this is a city planning's, like waiver for a the curb cut to be like at a particular location and a particular width as opposed to this.
Yes, if it's not from the rest of the, like, if they submitted a post-approval amendment on the building and the curb cut at the same time, the CPC rules supersede. But if they're just talking about the curb cut, the DOT timeline is the one. Am I misunderstanding that?
All I know is that CPC gave us a 45-day clock, which expired on November 12th. And so that's why I had asked the board office to forward feedback. They'll still take yours, I'm sure, because it's not like a public hearing or anything. It's probably sitting in somebody's office right now, but just make sure you talk to Dante and get the contact information of the person at CPC that this is supposed to go to.
And that was explicitly
Okay.
about the curb cut?
Yes.
So I'm taking so we have nothing else? Is that-
Okay, and then the very end of this, the issue is 22 versus 23 feet.
Yeah, why do they want that?
I
is it
think that
truck axles?
pending all these other things, we see no issue with a 23-foot curb cut.
There's gotta be some catch.
But they said something about the variance
need
was
it-
gonna
they
go
need it for
from
space.
zero, from 50 feet,
to
from
zero.
50 feet to
Because
zero,
it's an intersection.
because it's in the
Yeah, they wanna
intersection.
get a waiver essentially.
Right,
But like this,
That's
the issue
the
that
way
they,
I'm talking.
the issue that they came to us with was the 22 versus 23 feet. So we gotta close that.
Well,
No,
but
they-
that's
it's
the
two
motion to
separate-
No, we're
disapprove.
not
We're,
approving that.
we're disapproving it.
But if they propose a 30-foot curb cut on the north side of the same parcel, do we have an issue with that?
It's a separate application,
Okay.
I would assume, but, that's a good question. I would still say no. We'd still need the improvements to the area, cause
Well-
you're still bringing in tons of traffic anyway.
I know, but the community seemed to say they would have less issue if it was further
Further
north.
up,
If
further
as
north.
long as they're worried about Malone,
Right.
The intersection, yeah.
so
they just don't want the people to come
mean,
off of New
no one
York,
wants another
down
193
Melbourne,
cars
down
on top of them, but
into
like,
the parking
I
lot.
think they recognize they can't do anything about it, it's happening.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I mean, that's fair, but
And that's why we're talking about the gooseneck.
Mm-hmm.
right,
That's right.
okay,
Okay.
but, so,
Actually,
let's,
it's an attended parking garage. You stay outside the whole time.
What do you mean you can stay outside?
If it's
Valet?
it's attended.
like,
It's valet.
It's a valet,
It's not a valet.
you said so like,
It's
so
called an
happy about
attended
that.
parking garage, isn't it?
it's gonna be expensive. if you
For,
say
not
valet.
for supermarket, even if that's true,
Every
there
building
should be
has
parking.
it's like five
Because
K
it's-
valet.
You are not allowed
It's like
to just
5K a month,
walk in and
everything.
use
Bonus,
a parking
the
stacker.
Well, they have
No,
to
but
go
I don't
to-
think that stacker is gonna be for the
They
customers
market their
going to
building.
It's a
whatever.
mixed
like Caribbean.
parking lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They
so
have outlets,
there'll be a
basically,
dedicated
the
section
pamphlets and stuff, the brochures.
for the
Now
residents,
more
there'll be a
people
dedicated
believe they
section
can for
for the
that.
commercial tenants,
market
clients,
it
the
however
commercial
you
tenants,
wanna wait.
customers.
I'm not seeing this
Yeah,
Yeah, I
in
mean,
plans.
the way that the stackers are,
Are sort
kind
of
of
like
all over.
around the place.
It's a crazy looking,
I don't think
that
this
is so
is,
It's not
crazy.
gonna be, I don't see it being like that.
I mean, they put the columns
I
in
think
for
they
it to be
don't
like this,
expect
and so,
all
They may
this.
have put columns
That's
in,
one
but
way to do
I
it.
mean, how
they
else do you
can
drive cars
allocate,
around there?
they can allocate how, you're going there to use the supermarket.
Now,
Guarantee you're not going to be parking your car
I don't
under a
think
stacker.
there's gonna be a space for a curb cut further up, cause I think they plan to put a gym there. Like, they're putting amenities on the first floor in this building.
No, that's the back of house.
That's the
Where
back of
That's
house?
where like the
Yeah.
fridges are.
Still, I don't plan to put that entrance there
All
anyway.
they do is have a community center.
That's on
Yeah,
Nostrand.
they're gonna have that there too, I believe.
That's on Nostrand.
Yeah, it's gonna be on this one.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so
looks like
are
we
we
have
good?
nothing else for now.
Right.
So it looks like we have the basic framework done.
I think, I mean, I'll email you what I have, keep your notes too.
Yeah, so we're gonna build this out, have everyone put in feedback
This is the
and
parking.
adjust and guide the resolution process and we should be good to
To
go.
present it, because the community board meeting is what, the joint meeting is what, next week? 21st.
I don't think
Got
that.
it?
Huh?
You got it?
I think so, I think we can have our stuff on the
This
agenda
is the
finally.
building that the New York Times
I
is
know,
about.
yeah.
Wait, we didn't do, all I
You
mean,
gonna have a vote or something, are we good?
Didn't,
we got all the feedback from the first hour,
yeah, we
but,
did.
I mean,
We didn't work on implementing it yet, cause this was more packed than I expected going in.
I mean, big picture, there wasn't that much that I feel like hadn't been
Yeah, it wasn't
said.
much that was already. Nothing much.
I took notes largely, and I watched
Yeah.
recording too for you.
You're working it, yeah.
Oh, this is probably your hardest working day yet, Paco. Alright, so,
Hey, Paco.
we have any motions to adjourn today?
Right, make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
Like I said, I should just set up.
Oh, by the way, wait, before we fully
Oh
adjourn,
no.
Andrew, before we fully adjourn, we need to actually vote on that. Motion that you wrote up.
Motion for what?
We have the opportunity to, we just,
Did everybody leave?
oh, we still got
There's
this.
nothing to go for,
I
okay.
mean, I'll clean it up more, but motion to disapprove accepting the following conditions, the gooseneck on the northeast corner of Melbourne and Clove, signage to note there's not an entrance there, wayfinding on Empire, meet the DOT's criteria, repairing the intersection, and not preserving, not reconstructing, new constructing of the sidewalks, preserving and refining the
Different
cobblestones that are there,
choices.
and extending the timeline, the evaluation period.
Did we say something about
Yeah, we need
clarifying
to-
what the other project is gonna be?
Do
Is
we
that
have
part of
any-
this?
Do we have any opposed to that?
Clarifying what the
No.
Mr. Cohen's project at the north.
That's why we don't.
No, we don't.
But that's,
I-
I feel like it's a separate
I agree.
action of DOT.
Paco,
I
Paco,
think
one
this should
second.
just, this should be in the
I-
records.
Are we
Unanimous?
moving on this?
You know,
Yes,
seems like
unanimous.
unanimous consent.
Okay, any opposition? No? Okay. Paco, you can record there what is unanimously passed?